Story time, Mickey Ficky story time. I was shockmatized. I was discombobulated by the experience that I'm about to share with you. Welcome, Crucian Mahogany here. I'm back with another video. This video is a story time. Well, you can see the title. So let me just get to the story. I finished high school. Before I went away to college, I decided to stay home for another year. At that time, I was a nail technician, making my money because I wasn't gonna just sit around home and do nothing. One day, my cousin was like, oh, they got this new strip club that opened. We should go. I'd never been to a strip club. I'm 18 years old. Yeah. I'm young. Yeah. You know, let me see what this is like. Let me experience life, you know. Of course, me gonna tell my mother that's where I'm going. Mommy, if you're watching this, sorry, but I went. You went out in the end because you'll hear what happened that make me traumatized. That night I get dressed. Okay, we're going to the strip club. I get there now, it's a lot of people in there, a lot of women in there. It's a male strip review, so it's women. Ocean of woman, okay? The place pack up. We got a lot of women in there, all kind of people. It had different tables set up. The table them were full up tables, right? So next to the table we were sitting at, it had a table, looked like there was a bachelorette party or something. It had a lot of women, but you could tell which one was the woman getting married or whatever. So one of the strippers come out, he grabs she up, juke she up. All kind of thing was going on, and I was like, yo, I hope they don't do this to me because I come there to spectate, okay? I just come to see with my own eyes what a strip club is like. I didn't come there to get jug up. I wasn't ready for all of that. I just want to see what's going on, what's good with a strip club, what it look like, what it's like, okay? So I did hoping, I just sitting down like kind of making myself smile already because I just don't want none of them man to come over there and think, oh, let me grab this one. No. So anyway, I watching now. I said, let me relax myself, you know? Let me go relax myself. So I went to the bar, got a greenie. For those that don't know, a greenie is a Heineken, and in St. Croix, you could get alcohol at the age of 18. And I'm 18 now, so I'm a grown woman. Let me go and relax myself, get a little drink and chill out, right? Because it was getting a little hype for me. I was like, oh, it was getting a little hype for me. Time move on. Another stripper come out. Everything crisp, everything cool. It's interesting, look fun, whatever. But I mean, it's not my cup of tea, but it is what it is, right? Time move on now, and a particular stripper come out, and I looking, I like, but this man look familiar. What the mama, hey? Let me tell you, we're gonna call him Mr. Johnson. That's not his name. We got to save the identity of the innocent and the guilty, okay? So Mr. Johnson come out, and I'm like, yo, that's Mr. Johnson. I now like want to cover my face down because that's Mr. Johnson. Now, before I tell you what happened, let me give you a little background about Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson was one of my teachers in high school. When I tell you, he would have been the last person I would have ever in my entire life imagined would have been coming out with his little tongues on. I mean, when I tell you, he had on just a little I mean, I could almost call it a panty. It wasn't a panty, but it looked like panty. Mr. Johnson was one of my teachers that was, like I said, like very, very professional, very well dressed every day with his nice little tie and thing. And he always looked, you know, his dress shirt and thing, button up. His pants iron, crisp and thing. He got his good shoes on, you know what I'm saying? He was a strict teacher too. When you go to his class, you got to, you behave. You know, certain teachers you could get away with stuff with. Not Mr. Johnson. I now looking, I said my eye something must be wrong with my eye because that's the last person I would expect to see coming out with his little bikini. Mr. Johnson come out now, and I just want to shrink. I mean, when I tell you, if I could have swallowed my whole body and disappear into my own belly. So Mr. Johnson, he come out now with his little bikini, and he there walk up himself. My worst fear was realized in the next moment that I'm about to tell you. Mr. Johnson spot me. Ha! Lord Harry the judge. Mr. Johnson spot me. It's almost like I did trying to hide. I did trying to like, oh shit, shimmy, that's Mr. Johnson. Let me cover up. Because me want Mr. Johnson see me, see him. I mean, I don't know why I was embarrassed. You would have think that, okay, Mr. Johnson would have been embarrassed, but no. After you see what gone, you're gonna say, no, I embarrassed that I see him and he see me, see him. Ain't that crazy? I'm embarrassed. So I'm like, oh, shimmy. Mr. Johnson spot me. And here he come. Oh, Mr. Johnson come over to my chair. Mr. Johnson come over to my chair. When I tell you I wanted to crawl under the rug, okay? I wanted to crawl under the rug. This is a teacher that he wasn't the cool or make joke or Mr. Johnson type teacher. No. This is like Mr. Strict. Like, you gotta do your work. You gotta be quiet. You got to come correct in his class. Mr. Johnson come over to my chair, and it was one of them chairs that have like a back, but it also had arms. So the chair have arms, right? Mr. Johnson, we long leg them, right? Chuck one of he leg them up on the arm of the chair that I sitting in. Okay? The chair I sitting in. He put one foot up, the next foot on the floor at about this angle and about this height. Mr. Johnson got his little thing going on, and he walking up in my face. I wanted to die. Of course, he had on his bikini. It's not like these strip clubs in the US. I was so embarrassed, so ashamed. Why am I ashamed? I'm just here enjoying the festivities. Why am I ashamed? I see Mr. Johnson thing going, and Mr. Johnson woke up himself, and I'm looking like this because I don't want to look. Finally, he decided, okay, let me move on to the other woman them in the place. I was in shock. I still am in shock. I was traumatized. I was discombobulated. I had an out-of-body experience. Well, sir, I don't think I would even write the rest of the night. I mean, the mail review didn't take long. It wasn't like the whole night. So I was just done. Okay, I was done. After the male review in this club, it looked like it had turned into just a regular dance, you know. So I got some calypso, some soca, some, you know, reggae playing, you know, some little dance hall, and we were just jamming, right? So I finally tried to get that out of my head, out of my mind, even though it's still there. But I tried to do my best to get it out of my head, out of my mind, out of my heart, out of my body, everything, okay? And just when I thought it was getting out of me, guess what happened? You wouldn't guess. You wouldn't guess. You wouldn't guess, because I gotta just tell you. Mr. Johnson, now mind you, after the male review, it looked like the stripper them decided to go and put on the clothes, and they come back out to dance just normal, to be amongst the crowd. Guess who find me on the dance floor? I'll give you 2 seconds. Yes, Mr. Johnson then find me on the dance floor. I was like, Mr. Johnson, he come up, he like, how you doing? I'm like, Mr. Johnson, back, you know, Mr. Johnson. He said, oh, you don't have to call me Mr. Johnson anymore. I'm growing, you could. Finish school, everything. You don't have to call me Mr. Johnson anymore. I said, yes, I have to call you Mr. Johnson. Yes, I have to call you Mr. Johnson, okay? Yes, I do. Yes, yes, yes. He was just so calm about it, like so normal. You know what? I think it's time for me to go. It's time for me to go. I got to go. I think I still can't believe. There was a couple of teachers that could have been like, yeah, I could see you doing that. Not Mr. Johnson. I was not ready. I was not ready for that. It was not normal. Okay? It wasn't expected at all. So, moral of the story is, I guess if you're not ready for what you're gonna see in a strip club, don't go. You never know what you're just gonna get. You never know. Anyway, thank you for watching my story time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a like if you like this story. Even if you don't like it, like the thing, ma. Like the thing, no. Like it for me. Like it for me. Take care of yourself, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Bye.